Oh yeah, before anybody, even ask me. Yeah, everybody already knows how I feel about this subject. No, men and women cannot be friends. They can't. But here in this video, we're gonna have a male simp here because I've seen this dude before. You're gonna see him. He said a lot of simp stuff in the past. So he's going to explain. He is going to inadvertently prove my point, but at the same time, he's going to say, "Oh yeah, men and women can be friends." But he's going to add so many amendums and amendments and clauses and preferences and all this stuff. And when he adds all these things, he's just going to prove my point that men and women really can't be platonic friends. They can't. They just can't just be friends. It's impossible. Not for long. Not like a forever, definitely not a long-term friendship, like a legit long-term friendship. No, men and women can't be friends for the most part. And no, you're not that 0.1%. You're not that special. whoever the people are, they're going to disagree with me. But let's take a listen. Let's take a listen to this male simp here inadvertently prove my point, but try to disagree with me. Here we go.
How do you feel about like male-female friendships?
I definitely don't subscribe to the idea that men and women can't be friends. I see that posted a lot. If you're saying that men and women can't be friends, like that doesn't happen. I have friends who are women. I have plenty of friends who are women.
Right.
And I know for a fact that there's nothing underlying that friendship on my end. And I would bet my life that there's nothing underlying it on their end either. It's like a genuine male-female friendship. So when people say that men and women can't be friends, to me, all that says to me is it's like, oh, you don't have friends of the opposite sex. That's the only information communicated. However, it's also true that a lot of friendships are surreptitiously more than that. A lot of people report having backup mates. So it's like, if your partner were to leave you, who would you date instead? Or who would you try to date instead?
That is fascinating.
Yeah. There's even some research suggesting that they'll be in a relationship and they'll have a backup mate. And I haven't read this research directly. I've just been told about it. So I'll take it with a grain of salt. But I've heard that they will actually feel jealous of their backup mate. So they will mate guard their backup mate.
How do you feel about like male-female friendship?
Did you see what he did? That's not a friend. I hope you guys heard the same thing that I heard. That's not a, then it's, bruh. Oh my God. Oh, also, let me read this comment before I dissect this video. This how, because women are very stupid when it comes to this shit too. I'm sorry, ladies, if ladies get offended by it when I say that, but you guys are very stupid when it comes to this. So right here, she says, if someone says that they can't be friends with the opposite sex, that just tells me they can't do it without ulterior motives. If somebody's being upfront with you about who they are, that's not. How does the term ulterior motive come in with somebody being upfront with you? If somebody's being upfront with you and saying, look, I do things like this, I can't really do it like this because this is not legit, but this is who I am. I'm just letting you know upfront. This ain't it. What do you mean without ulterior? If he's being straight up, how? Oh my God. It's just what the and like if for a comment to get so much likes, I man, I weep for my generation, man. We anyways. Oh my God, you're talking about ulterior motives, but if the person, wouldn't you rather be able to be like, okay, he's told me up front, oh, I don't think women and men can be friends, so you can make the decision to whether or not to attempt a friendship with him or her, whatever. At least you know where that person stands, so you cannot waste your time, or he or she cannot waste your time. So what are you talking about ulterior motives? He or she is telling you what it is. My God. Anyways, let's replay this video. Man, the stupidity. So what's this bitch name? Chelsea. All right, I'm not gonna be disrespectful anymore. I'm sorry, guys, but this stuff like that triggers me because it's like, bro, do you guys know the definition of words and terms? Wouldn't you actually accuse somebody of ulterior motives if he doesn't tell you how he feels? Meanwhile, it's very plausible that he feels just the same way as I would in terms of men and women can be friends. Meanwhile, I'm looking at this man's female friend, and it's clear that you find her attractive, and it's clear if she said, "Hey, pull up, I'm breaking up with my boyfriend, I want to smash," that dude's gonna stop whatever he's doing. That friendship is whatever, that's gonna go out the window. Anyways, let's play this one more time. I'm gonna dissect this.
friendships.
I definitely don't subscribe to the idea that men and women can't be friends. I see that posted a lot. If you're saying that men and women can't be friends, like that doesn't happen. I have friends who are women.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Now, I think, like I said, and it is not just a man and women thing. I think people just use the term friend very too loosely. I think people use that term friend. Nah, I don't use that term lightly. Like I don't use that term like that. That term friend is reserved for a very select few. Like I have cousins that I wouldn't even consider, oh, that's my friend. There's cousins that I have that I wouldn't even say, oh, that's my friend. So if I'm like that with that, like like there's people I've known for years, but I wouldn't consider them a friend. That's like I said, that's something. What? Like a friend? Most of you guys are not going to find a friend. Like I think people misinterpret the term friend with associate or a work buddy, a work pal, or a teammate, right? A relative or family member, or what else? Yeah, I said associate, right? A colleague, yeah, somebody you go to work with, a colleague. Those are not friends. So, an associate, like these are not friends, or just people that you will work with from time to time, people that you're comfortable with working with. Like when I'll say stuff like that, I'll be like, yeah, men and women can't be friends, and he'd be like, oh, I can't believe you've never experienced, you have no. They'll literally tell me you have no, you don't. I bet you don't talk to no women in your life, and you're just like, bruh, stop. You're just like, I'm 26 years old. You think I don't talk to no woman at all? You think like I've had no meaningful conversations with no woman in my life ever? I've never touched. You think I've never touched women? I've never been with women. You think I've never laughed with women? You think I've never had a good time with a woman? Like, bruh, stop. Like it's the stupidest thing, man. But anyways, especially like the stuff that I do extracurricularly, or like my other profession that I do, I'm working with women all the time. But like I said, I'm working with them. That's not my friend. Just because you have somebody's number too, that doesn't mean that's a friend as well. That, like, a friend, that is a term that should be not loosely used. Like, I believe a true friendship is something that where even like, it's like when you pass away, people are still talking about those guys were friends. Like, you get into some real shit, who you calling? It's sometimes it's not even gonna be a friend. It's gonna be somebody you're like, damn, I'm gonna feel like I'm using him because I don't even fuck with him like that. That's really what, man, when shit hits the fan, you'll actually feel guilty for calling somebody for help, because you'd be like, well, even though I have him or her as my number, I don't even talk to him like that. We don't even communicate like that. I don't even feel like I've put in enough work with that person to be like, hey, come rescue me. You know what I mean? Like, that's when you're like, oh. You're like, especially if you're in a pickle. It's very few friends that you're gonna meet in real life.
I have plenty of friends who are women,
Right.
and I know for a fact that there's nothing.
And to be quite frank with you, I don't think there's really, in my opinion, zero benefits of having a woman as a friend. Like, to say, oh, this woman is my friend. I think there's zero benefits to it. Now, of course, in a woman's mind, she has a lot of benefits to having a male friend. You literally get all the benefits of basically having a boyfriend, but not literally. She doesn't have to do nothing that person would want out of his girlfriend, but she gets basically all the perks of having a boyfriend without having to put out do anything on her end. It's a very lopsided situation. So that's why most girls will be like, oh yeah, I have plenty of male friends, and what's wrong with having a male friend? Because she literally gains everything, while it's a complete net negative. It's already a net negative when a man claims a girl. It's already a net negative in his mind. What do you think that net negative is now for a man that has a woman as a friend?
Underlying that friendship on my end, and I would bet my life that there's nothing underlying it on their end either. It's like a genuine
lies. You know, motherfuckers will say that, especially men will say shit like that. I'm like, oh yeah, so hey, you got her number? Yo, I'll be trying to test their gangster on that, especially with men. Men be having me laughing with that shit. They'll say that and then they will not tag the bitch. Right? Or women will say, the opposite, right? They'll say that and then they will not tag. they won't tag the dude. And it's clear what they're doing. They're oh yeah, that's my friend. Oh really? and I want people to notice this. The ones that always are saying this, they're always in their 20s, they're in high school, early 20s, late 20s, some 30s. But how many 50, if you ask a 50 or 40-year-old, right, this question, can men and women be friends? They'll probably say yes, kind of, but they'll be like, for the most part, no. They'll give you a balanced answer like that. They'll be like, for the most part, no, but there are some women. And then they'll probably tell you something along the lines of, there are women that I used to be sexually with, or they'll especially like the 40 and 50-year-olds, they'll tell you, okay, there is a person that I used to be sexual with and it didn't work out. And we found out that we're actually better off as friends and they have a mature relationship. You'll hear something along the lines of that. But even in that situation, they've already gotten the fucking out of the way. So now what they feel about each other is genuine. When you're dealing with, man and woman friendship and they ain't never fucked and it's just platonic, that is just it's like a big hole in the center of the room, and it's just like they're avoiding the obvious.
Genuine male-female friendship. So when people say that men and women can't be friends, to me, all that says to me is it's like, oh, you don't have friends of the opposite sex. Let's go.
The shaming language. But then here he's gonna mention a situation. Watch how he proves my point though. Watch this.
Only information communicated. However, it's also true that a lot of friendships are surreptitiously more than that. A lot of people report having,
if it's already a lot, that means it's bruh. Anyways,
backup mates. So it's like, if your partner were to leave you, who would you date instead, or who would you try to date instead?
That is fascinating.
Yeah, there's even some research.
So that's not a friendship. So that already cuts off, because remember, they said 70% of women have a backup mate in mind. And who was that going to be? Who was that going to be? Most likely the male friend or the male colleague, the man at work that she told you not to worry about. The one that she told you not to worry about, you have to worry about that person.
Suggesting that they'll be in a relationship and they'll have a backup mate. And I haven't read this research directly. I've just been told about it. So take
lies again, you fake Marco Royce looking wannabe.
You with a grain of salt. But I've heard that they will actually feel jealous of their backup mate. So they will mate guard their backup mate.
How do you feel?
So I've already talked about that point that he made at the end. I have talked about this, where even though the woman, like you'll be the male friend, right? And I'm talking about, she doesn't even feel nothing sexual for you at all. She's just using you, like just straight up using you for your attention, your time, or whatever. And then what she will do is make sure that you don't get no hoes. So to make sure that she's always the focus of your attention. She's a vampire. She's not going to set you up with no broads. And even if she tries to, she's going to intentionally sabotage it, because she knows once you get in a relationship, that woman's going to be like, who's that? Because that woman's going to know. She's going to know what she's doing. And she's going to be like, no, you can't see that woman anymore. I'm your girlfriend, not her. She's going to know. She's going to know. So you heard what he said. They're mate guarding the male friend that they put in the friend zone, or vice versa, right? Even though there's not really a friend zone, like a friend zone for women and friend zone for men are different. Like, so a friend zone for a say if a woman is complaining about being in a friend zone, that means that guy is super high value and he's probably smashed already, or she offered up her pussy and she was like, nah, I only, and he's just that high value that she keeps hanging around him, hoping that one day he just gets bored and it just smashes, because she believes that as long if he smashes, then maybe he might rethink about this. So most of the time, men will put women in a fuck zone, meaning there's just only women that they fuck. So that's like a friend zone for the woman. And then for a friend zone for the woman, when the woman put the men in the friend zone, those are the guys that obviously haven't smashed yet, and guys that she just uses for attention, money, all that stuff. Basically all the boyfriend perks, but without her having to put out. Now it's in some or a lot of the cases, the male friend is smashing, right? But that's usually that's usually when it's like a colleague at work. You know what I mean? That's when you're probably dealing with something like that. So there's a lot of levels to friend zones and friendships in quote. You know, I put all of those in quotation marks because somebody is using the other in most somebody is using the other. Somebody is using somebody in situations like that. So let's look at the shaming language in the comment section. Let's do a zoom in. And I've seen this dude, like he makes a lot of, he says a lot. Yeah, Macken Murphy. If you check his page, he be saying a lot of simp shit, but that's a whole nother story. So a woman says, I've never met a man that just wanted to be my friend. And that's natural. Men and women can't be friends. That doesn't make, and plus that doesn't make men evil. It just, men are sexually attracted to women. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, I don't know why she's mad at that. Well, I actually, I know why she's mad at that. Let me give you a reason why. Hold on. So let's look at her. First of all, let me look at her profile. Let me see if I can bring up her. I don't know why I can't bring up her page. There we go. Open link in new tab. So let's bring up this broad's profile. Oh, so first of all, she's from LA. So that's already red flag number one. Okay, so I'm looking at this broad. What stands out to me? So she's working. I'm not gonna say she's like pretty, but she got some curves. She's got some curves. She's fit. Yeah, and she's like mildly attractive. Yeah, you're not gonna find a man that just wants to be your friend. I'm sorry. Like a woman like this, and I don't even think, like, I would consider her a strong 6. This is a strong 6, right? She got some curves to her. She's fit. She looks fit. So this is what you call it. This is a strong 6. This is a strong 6. So strong 6s will be approached because they're probably looking at her. Oh, maybe I could make her a wife or whatever. She doesn't look like she's out there, you know. Now I don't know. Now the reason why she's mad, because she does have some sex appeal as well. The reason why she's mad is because the leverage is gone on her end, because now she can't play stupid and be like, oh, since you're my friend, can you do this for me? She can't. She can't pull that shit. She can't pull that shit because every guy has probably been like, look, man, I got feelings for you, so I'm gonna just because now what guys are doing now, guys are not, they don't even want to be in the friend zone anymore. They're just like, look, I'm gonna just tell her how I feel and I'm gonna just put it out there and I'm gonna just slowly but surely just give her my distance because that's not my girl. And that's really what she's mad at, because that benefit of that male friendship and the plausible deniability on her end, she can't use that so she can get what she wants. she's just mad because she can't use the attention that she clearly wants. Uh-oh, here we go. This broad here. What's she saying? Obviously, the only information given is that they don't have friendships with women. But what they also says to me is that you don't see women as valuable as men. And many times, well, you're not. You're anyway. It's kind of show my true colors. Anyways, let me continue. She goes, and many times there's usually a sexual reason behind them not having friendships with women, which also says to me, you only see women as sexual objects, and that's why you can't be friends with them. That is also why you don't want your significant other to be friends with men, because you think men only see women as sexual objects. Bitch, cry me a river. Cry me a river, dog. Because I know this is the same. This is gonna be the same broad. I'm talking about this broad will have a boyfriend and be looking through his phone. Who's this? And I don't know who she's going to be the most insecure when she has a guy. Trust me. When she gets a boyfriend or if she has one, I bet you woman looks at her man at the club one time and she's going to start a fight with her man over a bitch looking at him. Trust me. Bitches like that. What? Hold on for a second. Let me see something. Let's check her page out. Oh man. Oh, 69,000 man, I swear these bitches get followers for oh my. So you see this is so she's complaining about men only looking at her as a sexual object, and the first damn near one of the first posts that she got is of her ass, is of her rear end. You cannot make this stuff up, guys. You can't make this stuff up. Her first thumbnail that she puts, one of the first things I see is her rear end on her page, and she's talking about a man. She's complaining about men looking at her as a sexual object. Look at her posts. Anytime she has a chance to show some skin, she's showing it. And one of the first posts I see is literally her. It's literally her ass. Her ass cheek is literally. You can't make this stuff up, guys. This is I keep telling you guys. Don't listen to women, dog. They full of it, man. Women are full of it when it comes to this subject. I need to hold on. Let me pull off an undead chronic right here. I'm gonna be doing a stream and I'm gonna be typing and talking shit at the same time. Why is it you're complaining about women? Hold on for a second. Let me pull a undead chronic here. Let me pull an undead chronic real quick. Why you complain about being seen as sexual object, but on your page you have your rear end for the world to see. Make it make sense. Posts. Now I was a lot more respectful. Like Undead Chronic will literally be like, he'd be like, when is the last time you were able to clean out your puniti? End quote. He'll just put it. He'll just put it like that. But like, man, this broad is wild. She's talking about seeing women as sexual objects, and the first thing on her it's literally the third post she got. It's literally of her rear end. And she's one of those chicks. I'm looking at her attire, her clothing. Anytime she has a chance to show off skin, she's the type, I'm gonna show off what I'm working with. She's the type. And what let me see. Is she Puerto Rican as well? Oh, she's a pro dancer and an actress. So you already know this bitch belongs to the game. Oh, she's Dominican. Yeah, she belongs to the streets. We already know that. But anyway, guys, men and women can't be friends. I mean, if that wasn't proof enough. Oh man. These comments are disappointing. Oh man. But I'm telling you guys, just take my word for it. Just take my word for it. Man and woman can't be friends.